Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with David from Cost Segregation Services, Inc. CSSI. I got it. CSSI.
You got it.
Woohoo. I don't know. The small victories.
Those 4 letters, they're tough.
They're tough. Yeah. My coffee's still full. So, anyways. What I wanted to do here is I wanted to tie everything together that I'm doing on my channel with what we've just talked about in the first 2 episodes. So I'm going to break down what I'm trying to do in deals. And then we're going to talk about how, or if at all, this would be beneficial to bring to you. So you ready?
Sure.
So if you're watching my channel, if you came for my 90-minute deep dive, I'm trying to execute some seller finance deals. The most common being what I'm calling a 50-40-10. I'll define that for you in the audience now. Basically, I'm like, I can't believe I keep giving stuff away. So I'm actually marketing to owners with 60% equity or more, right? Thousands of mailers going out, thousands of dollars being spent. But basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to find an owner who has a bunch of equity. I'm pushing the housing crash narrative because, again, why not, right? Big red button, push it a lot. And I'm trying to get them to do seller financing. Why is this important to you? It's because of the 10 number, but let me go through it. So I have a lender lined up that'll give me 50% of the money, which means that goes to the seller at closing. I'm asking the seller to carry back 40% as a second, right? A second loan. And I'm only going to bring 10% to the table. So I'm trying to get into deals for only 10% down, cash flow day one, give the seller tax benefits because they have an installment loan, all of these great things. But now let's talk about cost segregation. So in theory, I bought a $400,000 building or $1 million building. Let's do $1 million building, okay, just for fun. And let's assume it's residential instead of commercial. So it's a 4-plex or below. And so that means in my 50-40-10, I have to write $100,000 check or wire like a little bit more, right? Closing costs and all of that. So maybe I wire $106,000. Now I own the building. I own this 4-plex, which, I don't know, it's four bedroom, 2-bath townhomes. I don't know what the hell they are, but whatever they are. They cash flow day one, right? Got to do that. I got 30-year money and a 10-year balloon on the second. Now I bring this to you, right? This $1 million purchase. Let's assume that we do this and that the land's worth $150,000. So now I have 800. Again, folks, this is all stuff you work with David. I'm giving you an example. So now I have a building that's worth, or I have a total cost of $850,000. That $850,000 over straight line depreciation would normally be how much, assuming it was put in service January 1st? It's just $850,000.
Divide that by 27.5.
All right. So I'm pulling out my calculator. That's what calculators are awesome for. So $850,000 divided by 28.5. So let's just round it. So normally I'd be writing off $30,000 a year, roughly, right? But if I were to bring you this and you were going to do just a really high level swag of an $850,000 unit, how much of that do you think conservative would be 5, 7, or 15? Would that be 15%? 20%?
It's somewhere between 20 and 30% that we can generally accelerate.
Okay.
So just for the sake of it, let's say worst case scenario, it's 20%.
Okay. So 20% of 850 times 0.2. Oops, wrong way. $850,000 times 0.2 equals $170,000.
Okay. That would be your additional depreciation on the first year.
Yep.
Plus whatever, plus I think you said 30,000.
Yeah, let's do the full math because some of that. So 850 minus 170 equals 680. Then you divide that by 28.5. So I have another 20, call it $24,000. So I have $194,000, again, total swag, total example. Reach out to David to do all of this. So that $194,000, that is not actual cash, right?
Right.
That is top line deduction. However, if you assume my tax bracket is 33%, let's just assume. What is that? So $194,000 times 0.33 equals $64,000 in cash. Did I do that right?
Yep.
So let me just play this out. This is why I'm so excited about the 50-40-10 in conjunction with cost segregation, right? So I just closed on a building, total fictitious. I had to wire $106,000. In this wild ass example, I'm going to get back $64,000 from the IRS, completely legal. And oh, by the way, I've got 90% loan, blended rate below standards. It's just awesome. So in theory, I'm out. Let me see if I do this math quick. What is that? $35,000.
Yes.
And I own a fourplex again, right? So again, think about this: 10,000.
Now talk about cash flowing.
Exactly. So again, right? I wire 106. I get back 64. I'm into a fourplex in this example for less than 40 grand. This is why I'm so excited about tying the 50, 40, 10 low down cash flow day one with cost segregation. So it just gets bananas. If you can organize it all goes back to finding the motivated seller, right? You have to find a motivated seller. They have to be able to carry the second. But if you can get into a deal with 10% and you could take advantage of cost segregation, bonus depreciation, you're getting in for like 5%. It's going to be amazing. Did I miss anything?
Man, I have a good job.
Yeah, again, think about that, right? You close with 10%, you get 6% back from the government. So you're into the deal for 4% plus closing. It's wild to think about.
It's crazy. And whatever kind of deal you're doing, I'm more than happy to walk through the numbers. We'll calculate it all out for you.
Yeah.
It's free. It's always worth taking a look at.
You want to let's really blow people's minds. Again, I believe this to be true, but correct me if I'm wrong. You do not care. Let's just see, I found the ultimate motivated seller and they're going to carry 100% of the purchase. 100%. So we go to title, we go to escrow, transfers over. I agree to pay him XYZ. I have zero and maybe I have 10 grand in closing costs, right? Because you can't ask the seller to finance everything and have them pay closing costs. So I buy $1 million building. I pay all the closing costs, get insurance, all of that. So I write it, I wire 10 grand. You don't care. You don't care if I put 50% down or zero. You don't care.
No, it doesn't matter to us.
As long as I have ownership.
As long as you have ownership. Yep. Yeah.
So 0% down from a motivated seller, clearly. Ownership changes via title, escrow, or closing attorney. I can still do cost seg, bonus depreciation, all that good stuff. You don't care about the loan or the structure, just the ownership change.
Right. Oh, and by the way, those closing costs, we can add those into the cost.
Of course you can.
When we do it.
So folks, when I tell you about skilling up, getting more creative, understanding that it's, again, think about this, right? A lot of you think that we're going to crash in prices and all of that. What if you can get into a deal, pay what the seller wants, get them to carry this or that, and then you can use the tax code just like the rich. Again, think about the example I ran through, right? $100,000. I put 100 grand in roughly. I get 60 grand back. I've got the unit for 4%, 4% down in cold hard cash, and it cash flows day one. It's this is what the rich do. You've got to learn this. You've got to skill up. If you're thinking about this, you've got something in the works, you have to reach out to David. One more time, what's your number? They should text and say they're coming from one rental at a time.
770-367-8091. I'm in the metro Atlanta area. So
yeah, you all have to be reaching out, set it up. Again, I expect lots of people to be reaching out today over the weekend. Text him, set up a call. He's wonderful to speak with. It'll be very quick and powerful.
What do I have to do? I'm sitting here waiting for people to text me. So
yep, there you go. Well, again, you helped me again. The reason you're on the channel is I used your services, paid full boat, I submitted my taxes, all good to go. So thank you for that. I told people earlier in the year, I don't think I've repeated this in a while, because of your services, I am not selling any flips anymore. Everything I buy this year, I'm keeping because of this. Because again, right, if I'm going to get in for 10%, you're going to give me back 6%. I'm into a deal for 4%. I like those odds.
I had somebody just this year, I just completed the study. In fact, they owned a single family home that they lived in. You can't do it with the homes you live in, but she built an ADU in the back. She moved into the ADU, rented out the single family home, and killed it. Absolutely killed it. Yeah. ADUs are great for us too.
Yeah. David, this is so awesome. People need to reach out one more time and we'll wrap it up. What's the number?
770-367-8091.
Awesome, buddy.
Look forward to talking to all of you.
Yeah. Thank you for again helping us. I look forward to sending you a lot more purchases this year. Thanks, bud.
My pleasure.